Welcome back to Autism Live. We should have had the topic this week to be like super uber fabulous moms, because that's what our next guest is, and we have one tomorrow too. But joining us right now is Julie Hornock, and she is the founder of the nonprofit United in Autism. We are so excited to have her here with us. She's also a speaker. She is a wonderful interviewer of inspirational parents. She has the book United in Autism, in fact, out, and the subheading is Finding Strength Inside the Spectrum. The foreword is by Dr. Temple Grandin, and it is the compilation of a lot of interviews she did with inspirational parents. So but that just is scratching the surface of what Julie has done. She's an amazing parent. So Julie, thank you and welcome to Autism Live.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here.
And you're stunningly beautiful too. We're all intimidated now.
Oh my gosh. It's all in the lighting.
Okay, well, it's great lighting then. I'd like to have some of that, please. So Julie, you identify as a parent of someone who's on the spectrum?
Yes. I have a daughter who is now 16 years old, and her name is Lizzie, and she's just an incredible girl. I'm so blessed to be her mom.
Well, I got to tell you, I feel this kinship with you because I have the 16-year-old boy version of your daughter, although he's not a cheerleader. But I would sometime we have to get your daughter and my son together because I have a feeling they could change the world together. But Julie, talk a little bit about how United in Autism, the nonprofit, came about, and then we want to hear all about the book.
Absolutely. Well, when my daughter started doing better, I just had freed up energy. You know, as a mom, we work so hard, and then when we have free time, we don't know what to do with ourselves. And so I decided I wanted to put together what I didn't have whenever my daughter was young, which is a time for moms to get together and focus on their emotional health. And so through a local nonprofit in the Dallas area, I started putting together these events where we just bring everybody in a room, we just love on them, we share with each other, and there's such power to being in a room with like 100 autism moms, and we don't have to explain anything, you know, we just show up exactly as we are, and we're loved and we're accepted. And not only that, the moms ended up meeting other moms that became their lifeline in the journey. And so I started to take this event across the country and bring it, and just like, we are asking nothing of you. We just want you to come, and we want you to focus on you for the first time ever, because you're so used to focusing on your kid. So that's what we started.
Wonderful, wonderful idea. And then how did that sort of lead you to writing the book, United in Autism, Finding Strength Inside the Spectrum?
So in the events, I had this desire, because we had this wonderful time together, and then it's like, oh, the next minute you're home and you're in the trenches, somebody's smearing poop on the walls, somebody's running around naked, and you're like, it's almost like it never happened. So I wanted to give them some inspirational stories of parents that were just rocking it in the midst of autism. Like, even if their kid did not necessarily get better, or even if they were in a third world country, like, there's parents that are inspirational that we can kind of look at and be like, okay, if they can do this, I can do this. And I couldn't find that book, so I just decided I was going to interview across the world, and I was going to write it.
What a wonderful thing, because I do think that one of the things that's most needed right now is for parents who are in the middle of this to hear from parents who've been through it and are still going through it, who are surviving and thriving. I absolutely think that's one of the most pivotal parts of this, is that as a community, we need to share our stories. So what a wonderful thing. Where can we get the book?
So either at unitedinautism.com or Amazon or barnesandnoble.com, really anywhere online that books are, it's there.
And for people, now you're based in the Dallas area, but for people who aren't in Dallas, who want to attend one of these events that you do, how would they hear about those?
So they're up on my website. I actually have to update it for the fall, but they'll be up shortly, and they can come to that. And I have something on there where you can request, and as soon as we find funding for each area, I'll lay out the event, and we'll love on the moms that locally. And we always partner with a local charity, because we want to not just have them have a good time, we want to connect them with each other.
Wonderful. Well, I want to talk to you about having one in LA, but maybe
Okay,
in other
I
places.
would love that.
Let's
Yes,
work that out.
absolutely.
Okay. Now, one of the things I read in your and all of your materials is that you have identified 3 keys that separate the parents that go there's the parents that are the inspirational, going for it, and then the people who are down that long dark hallway who have really succumb to the stress and the woe is me and are stuck in that very disgruntled, why did this happen to me hallway. And I'm always very interested in that because as a parent, I've been down both hallways and I know for sure that being down the one where we're getting something done is more positive. So what are those 3 keys for parents who are watching who are feeling like, yeah, no, I'm not liking this and I'm bitter about it?
Absolutely. I mean, we all know both sides. We see moms that take the hard things they've done and they're able to move forward and look like they're rocking it and just doing everything so great, even though everyone's going through hard times. But then they're the moms, like you said, that are just, it's like they can't get on top of it. They seem bitter. They seem angry at the world. And as I was interviewing these families across the world, I mean, I'm interviewing people in third world countries and they have so much less than us here in the States. And I thought, this is just, we got to see through all the interviews if there's something that all of these inspirational parents have done to become inspirational or to be okay in it, to find peace. And so I did. I looked and I'm like, throughout all the stories, there were 3 things. And so the 3 things are first grieving. And I know grieving, it's like a hard thing to be like, oh, just grieve, but it has to come. And, you know, at the end of grieving is acceptance. And I think you talked about this earlier in the show that when we accept our kids, I mean, oh my gosh, then the fun starts because then we can enjoy them. And so there's the grieving that ends in acceptance. Community is the second thing. And a lot of the families I met, they couldn't find community and there wasn't anything. And even there was a lady in Germany named Maria. She put an ad in the newspaper like every single day because this is pre-internet to find her community. So if we don't have our community, you need to go and find it because there's such just peace and understanding in sharing what you're going through with someone else. It just makes it not as bad and not as lonely. And I know just from parents that reach out to me, the ones that are suffering the most are the ones that feel isolated. So however we need to do it, we need to find our people. And there's different kinds of autism groups. You find the one you connect with, the women you connect with, and that you can talk to. So there's the grieving, community, and the last thing is service. And I often have autism moms roll their eyes at me because they're like, I am so tired. And I'm like, I know, I was there. I lived that exhaustion. But if you just look in the midst of your normal day and you find something you can do nice for other people, it's amazing how much it'll lift your spirits. And even if you can look when you're sitting in like a therapy center and just talk to the other moms, because if you've been in this 5 minutes, then you have information someone else can use. And when we begin to give information to others and use what we learned through our hard times, it kind of comes full circle, and our pain now has purpose. And that's where you move forward in it, and now you're using what you had, the hardest things in your life, you're using to help others with it. And it just becomes this beautiful thing that it didn't happen for nothing, you know?
I couldn't agree more. And in my travels, the parents that I have run into that in the early days, I was looking for what are the situations that I want to look like down the road. 10 years from now, what do I want for our situation to look like? What do I want my relationship with my son to be like? What do I want my relationship with my husband to be like? What do I want my son's relationship with the world to be like? And all the examples that I saw were people who were doing all of the things that you're talking about. And I saw clearly, the parents have a big part in this. That if they're positive and if they're, I saw that the parents who were involved, and sometimes that's how they got their community. And I see these groups of people where, you know, somebody will be going through a rough time and I see how the group just envelops them. And that time goes easier when in fact there's more people to share it with. And I always say this other show that sometimes you feel like you're the only person living on Mars. And when you find out that you're not, it makes it better. It makes it easier. You go, oh, okay, it's not just me. There are other people that are going through this, and look, they're okay. So how did they get okay? And following in their snowshoe prints, right? I just love your attitude towards things. We want to encourage people. The book is United in Autism: Finding Strength Inside the Spectrum, and basically, you were saying, Julie, that they can get it any place where they're selling books. But tell us your website again so people can go there and find out more about your event.
UnitedInAutism.com.
Wonderful. And so what's next for you? What's the next thing that you've got cooking? Because you're a mover and shaker.
Oh man, yeah, I can't sit still. So we are doing more moms events in the fall, and then also we are working on, you know, I was very touched specifically by the story of the woman in Ethiopia, and I cried for 3 days after I met with her, and I couldn't take that they have no information over there. And so I put together a team, some of the people on my board for United in Autism, and we are pulling together educational videos, and we are going to bring it and we're going to start doing updates and allowing them to get the knowledge that they need. So we're going to help educate that area, and then we hope to expand it to other parts of Africa. So I'm really excited about that.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, we thank you for taking the time to be here, and we thank you for all your service to our community. And I am going to connect with you. Let's do one of those events in Los Angeles.
I would love it. I would absolutely love it.
That'll be great fun. All right. Thank you so much, Julie.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.